That's what I did. Now we are officially in the second show. This is the Angel of Death, John Ware. We are back with Lawless James Barrett, Biscuit, and the dangerous one, Cody Evans. Now, on this, we are going to start off simply talking about, first, the CM Punk situation in general. I know I was a huge CM Punk fan, always was, but he always does have a way about him that some people do not like, obviously. And he got fired this weekend. For the ones that do not know, he had a confrontation not only with Jungle Boy, but also with Tony Khan, where Tony Khan came out there. Was it tonight that they're doing All Out? It's tonight, right? Yeah. Or no, he came out there on Collision Saturday night. I'm confused on what day it is. Last night he came out there before the show started and told the fans that he literally feared for his life because of CM Punk. Which, in my opinion, which I'm going to get y'all's opinion on this, in my opinion, that just made him look like the littlest girl in the whole business.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I agree.
It certainly showed a weakness to Tony Khan that he shouldn't be showing if he's trying to run a promotion like that and rival WWE.
Yeah, now, I know this is a hot take, and I don't know how I would feel about it either. But Triple H has always been best for business, always does what is right for the fans. Do you think Punk coming back to WWE is a good idea?
No. No, I do not. Because as we've seen with CM Punk comes drama that you don't need in a locker room, and that drama can spill over to other workers on that show, and it'll make their attitude about it go to the wayside because CM Punk's there. Now, I'd like to see CM Punk back to bring his wife back because AJ Lee should have never left WWE, in my opinion.
I do agree with that.
I understand why she did.
Yeah.
But that would be the only reason I won't CM Punk back is for AJ Lee to come back and have another WWE run before, she probably inevitably retires. That would be nice for her, but I think he's just burning bridges right now.
He definitely is. Like I think the only one that he possibly hasn't burned a bridge with as of right now is TNA, and the reason I don't say New Japan is I don't think they would ever let him over there because of his burnt bridges with the Elite, Hangman, the Bullet Club. There's so many people over there that don't get along with him. I think in his state of mind, he even knows that he can't go over there.
Well, he definitely ain't going back to the UFC.
No.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, definitely not. Now, in a way, yes, I think if Punk could come back to WWE, it could be done right, but it would have to be super controlled by, the management, and I don't know if they would want that. Now, obviously it's not WWE management no more, it's the TKO group, which is Endeavor. So,
yeah.
Ultimately,
I don't think CM Punk, I don't think that they would put that amount of trust in CM Punk, given that he's burnt all these bridges, Even if, and you said that it had to be super controlled by management, Punk's not going to let that happen because of his ego won't let it happen.
Yeah.
If they did let him come back, he would definitely have to be on a real tight leash.
Real tight. And I'm talking about damn near choking him. It's so tight. And CM Punk won't let that happen. CM Punk won't allow that to happen to him.
Because if y'all remember, the upcoming Survivor Series, which will be I think 3 pay-per-views away, because if I'm right, we got Fastlane next, then it'll be Crown Jewel. They do have a special one in India, but I don't think it's being considered as a premium event. Then, I believe it's Survivor Series, which will take place in Chicago.
Yep.
So, the door is there. If it is available.
Yeah.
Now, the Tony Khan incident, made him look super weak, and like, it's been a running joke in AEW, well, in general, on the internet. You know, it's like, what's going to happen this week with Tony? You know, what big announcement? What former WWE star is going to come back? But now, you know, Jon Moxley, obviously a deathmatch wrestler. He's one of the AEW, I think he is AEW's highest paid star. He got skewered this weekend at the pay-per-view. Indie wrestler, deathmatch wrestler, former WWE wrestler, Masada called him out on the internet because of that. Did y'all see that?
I did not.
Yeah, Masada called him out for using his skewers because that's his gimmick that he uses. Now, I know a lot of people use them. A lot of, you know, there's so many federations all over the place now, so many different groups. You know, basically everybody's stealing everybody's gimmick. But, you know, they're a little bit more on TV, and, you know, it's a little bit more out there for the viewers, you know, a lot of viewers to see. He called him out on it. And, you know, as far as I know, I haven't seen no Moxley return messages, but Moxley was definitely called out for, you know, using somebody else's gimmick. In which, I've never liked Moxley. I've said it on multiple interviews. There's just been something about that dude I don't like. So, can't help it. That's my opinion.
I feel that. A lot of people don't like him.
And, you know, like, in general, like, you gentlemen know the kind of wrestling that I do. I do the wild wrestling, you know, bloody and everything like that, which is what he does. But, it's just something about him, I don't know. I don't like him. He does get busted open every week. Doesn't even have to be hardcore, barely has to do anything and you're bleeding. It takes away from it. It takes away from the presentation of blood when it happens every week. And that's what I got a problem with.
The factor now, like the wow factor that the fans would have.
Yeah, because I mean,
you know when he comes out, he's getting bloody.
Yeah, and it's become a joke, to be honest, and it sucks that that's got to be a joke.
Yeah, it's almost like he's trying to lose more blood each week than the previous week. It's the kind of vibe I'm getting from what he's doing. It just seemed like he's like, oh, last week I lost 2 pints. This week I'll lose 3 pints, you know, whatever. He's trying to up it every week by losing more and more blood.
And I would understand it if it was, you know, hardcore matches, death matches, stuff like that. But it's just like, you know, the standard matches he's bleeding. So it's just, I've quit watching AEW for the most part. And especially now that Punk is gone, because one of the main reasons I started watching it was because Punk came back. But it's got now where I'm barely hanging on to be able to support him anymore. And then especially now that the Tony Khan stuff, because Vince Russo actually said today, he was like, in the backstage in the 90s in WWF, it was like that all the time. Like there was always somebody arguing, somebody fighting. Different generation, obviously. The people now are a lot softer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, we're back. Something happened to the live feed on TikTok, but we are back. We never lost the YouTube feed though, so that's a plus. So yeah, Vince Russo said that today. Have any of you three ever been involved in a backstage incident where it got heated like this?
I have not.
Biscuit hasn't.
I'm racking my brain, and about the only thing I can think of is a battle royale that occurred in Silicaga with Venom. I got chopped, and I know that comes with the territory of wrestling and all that. But the person chopping me was Chick Donovan, and he did not let up. It was like the stiffest chop ever, and it damn near freaking like caved in my chest for real, because he just put every amount of force that his 70-year-old self could muster.
Yeah.
And I eliminated myself from that battle royale because I wasn't about to sit there and be chopped the whole time by chick, and I said something about it in the back, and we got a little bit heated, but it didn't go much further than just a few words.
And that was actually the last time that chick's been at a Venom show, because I remember that. That was the Venom show that I missed, right?
I believe so.
Yes. That was the one I missed because that one was a Saturday night, and I was that was IWA night, is what that was. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Now let's see, Cody, you said you haven't been involved in any kind of incident like that, right?
I haven't, but it almost came to it.
Was it with you and the Warski?
Yes. Because he wanted to throw a receipt, so at the show stop and rumble, he wanted to come out and hit me with a chair. Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. You know, it don't bother me. But then you want to do it twice. And for one, the first time I didn't even get hit correctly. And then the second one, I was like, no, we're only going to do one. And then he throws the chair at me. And then I'm pretty sure he hit me in the jaw afterwards. I literally about got up and went after him.
Yeah.
But being a professional, I just went along with the show.
Yeah, trust me, like, backstage politics and backstage fights are definitely going to happen. I've never been involved in a heated confrontation backstage. I've had where some wrestlers did say some shit to me, but I just kept my mouth shut and walked off. And that was actually at a Deep South show. But because I could have easily, they didn't come back to a Deep South show either, so don't mess with me. But
yeah, that's like me. I try to be non-confrontational as much as possible.
I mean, that's the best way to be. But if somebody gets in your damn grill and you got to stand up for yourself, you stand up for yourself, because you definitely don't want to be. Doubt. You don't get punked out in the locker room.
Oh, definitely not. Because I could probably get beat, but man, I pulled the Brock Lesnar. I've done the MMA, so nobody really scares me. So it's just who's gonna possibly cross the line.
Yeah, I don't ever look to start no fights myself, but if somebody wants to come up and start one with me, I'll by God finish it. I don't have no MMA training, but I can fight.
Yeah, because it's definitely all about presentation in the back on how you take care of your business. Like, I can understand, getting a lashing from a veteran if you messed up some, pretty simple stuff.
Yeah.
Sit there, listen, take that lashing, and get better.
Just nod and say yes, sir, and
yeah. But other than that, we're brothers. We try to stay family, but it does happen. But it's all about how you move forward on it. Now, we talk about the AEW situation, the Moxley situation, Masada, Jungle Boy, and the Elite. Now,
the LSU game's on.
The LSU game is on. They're interfering with our live chat. But hey, we kick LSU and Florida State.
cool.
Let's go, Florida State.
Oh, LSU.
LSU.
Let's go, LSU.
LSU's currently ranked 5.
My
Florida
wife's
State.
an LSU fan, so I got to root against her.
Well, I'm an Auburn, Boise State guy. She's an LSU.
War Eagle.
Yes, War Eagle.
I'm about to hurt all y'all's feelings. I don't really care about football.
from?
You're not American.
Where are you
Go ahead and
from?
kick Cody out of the chat.
Can we? It's a good thing you said that towards the end of the chat, not the beginning, Cody.
Yeah, because this would have been a bad interview if it was just me and Biscuit. Cause
Well, I'm sorry. I will, like, if it comes down to it, I do pull for the Roll Tide.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we definitely got to kick him out.
yeah,
Let's just, Cody, you ain't allowed to talk about football no more. That's what it is.
yeah.
Let's
Man,
move the subject off of football.
Hey, my wife is an Alabama fan, so when she wants to watch it, I'll watch it. Either that, I'm watching UFC or something.
Something else, he says, besides football.
Oh Lord. Okay, let's move on to the WWE pay-per-view that was last night, and I can already tell you right now, as in my personal opinion, it was a classic. Everybody.
That was some of the best matches that WWE has put on in a good long while.
Well, what's funny is, Shady watched it with me, and obviously it started with the women's match. And when it first started with the women, I immediately said, this should have been the main event. It's in a cage.
Yeah.
So much of their story should have been, it was main event quality, and they went out there and proved as the curtain jerk not only an important quality that, sometimes the most important match of the show is the curtain jerk, but the women killed it. Trish is 47 years old and killed it out there, like, flat out. I don't care what nobody says.
That was her first ever steel cage match in her career.
And I don't know if you've seen the photos of her today, but if you haven't, go to my page, and I shared it. She is bruised, cut up, swelled up, like, respect to Trish Stratus.
Yeah, I saw a knot forming on her head in the middle of the match when her and Becky was slamming each other's heads against the cage.
Yes.
Trish wasn't holding back. Trish was actually hitting the cage.
And what's funny,
my favorite woman retired, so.
Who's your favorite woman?
Lita, man, Lita.
well, I don't know if you two noticed, or you three noticed last night, that there was a lot of throwbacks to women on that pay-per-view. Not only was Rhea dressed up as China, and she literally said that was a dedication to China, not Lita, Becky Lynch used Lita's Twist of Fate, and Trish Stratus used Victoria's Widow's Peak in the match. So, they did a lot of throwbacks because the first women's match in WWE history that was a cage match was Victoria and Lita.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of good throwbacks in that whole pay-per-view, but like you gentlemen said, that was the best pay-per-view from WWE in a long time. And me, I think I mentioned it, she mentioned it, my wife Shady. This was like the most attitude era pay-per-view in a long time.
Yes, it was.
And
it was.
Well, we already talked about the women. They went out there and killed it. They looked great. Every match on this show was amazing. I can't remember what the second match is, so let's just kind of name the matches off in general. The tag match. The street fight. That reminded me of some old Hardy's, Edge, Dudley Boys match.
Especially when Kevin Owens jumped off the balcony through the table on the Dom.
Yes, that reminded me of Madison Square Garden Royal Rumble right there with the Hardys and Dudleys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now Judgment Day has all the gold.
As someone mentioned, they definitely need to go back to the Attitude Era days because that was some classic stuff. And if they would just keep everything like they did last night, pushing that envelope, but still not going over it, that right there was pure classic. I loved it.
Yeah.
Mommy and Rhea, that was a damn good match.
It was. A lot of emotion in that match, too.
Yes. Because, honestly, there was this is probably the first time that you've watched a Rhea Ripley match and you had that possibility that, hey, she may lose this one because Rodriguez is a lot bigger than her.
Yeah, Raquel's massive.
And what's bad is Rhea's big, but next to her, she looks small.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we found out that Jey Uso will be on Raw now, so they're going to really push Jey on Raw, Jimmy on SmackDown, and obviously it's going to lead to a match at WrestleMania in Philly.
Yeah,
Holy!
I think it's also going to lead to a brand war at Survivor Series instead of a War Games.
Yes.
They're going to have Team Jey versus Team Jimmy.
Oh, my
And since Cody wants to get involved in this bloodline storyline and stuff and recruiting Jey to SmackDown, Raw, Roman's going to take it upon himself to reignite that feud with Cody, so that'll give Cody a reason to fight him and take the belts.
That's not a bad scenario.
Hunter is thinking smart right now, is what he's doing.
Well, you know,
ever since Triple H came over creative, correct me if I'm wrong, WWE has not missed that much.
they haven't missed much. There's been a few incidences where you had to ask yourself, what was going on, but you got to remember that Vince still has a little bit of hand magic and a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a little bit, and it's becoming evident that as time goes by, he's losing more and more control.
Yeah.
Because it's getting better and better and better. That's because Triple H knows what everybody wants.
And he's still keeping it intact to, what their rules are right now. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it. And then let's see, what? Shinsuke Nakamura. Wait a minute. First, Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory. Everybody thought Austin Theory was going to win the title back. The fact is, Rey Mysterio, people, I don't want to say people are getting tired of him, but you get that feeling where some people are kind of getting a little sick of Rey, and I don't get it, but some people get tired of people.
Either.
Whatever. But everybody thought Theory was going to win it last night, but that was probably one of Rey's best matches all damn year.
Yeah, and I would venture to say that was probably the worst match of the night. Given the comparison of every other match that occurred.
Yeah. And it was still good.
It was probably the worst, but it was still a 4-star match all day.
And then, Austin Theory has always been a very humble guy. And, last night he really showed his athletic ability, his strength and everything. But he's always been a very humble dude. He used to wrestle at Peach State Wrestling, right over the line. I think it was in Franklin, Georgia. It's funny because I was in the back with him before, and I was in the back with the guy that they call Cruel now, who wears a mask in ICW and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I've seen video of him.
He used to wrestle right there at Peach State as another character. Not going to mention that character just in case he don't want it out there. But I've been in the locker room with both of those gentlemen, and they're both severely cool as hell. And what's weird is it feels like Peach State was just, a few years ago, and it's honestly been probably 8 or so.
Dang.
Oh, okay. Let's get some Q&As going real quick, because we literally have 3 minutes or less. That time flew up on me quick, that time.
Oh yeah.
Do-do-do-do. Okay, that's a kind of
a... when you're having fun.
Yeah, time flies by when you're talking, time flies. Especially when you got Kevin Brandon on the show, because I'm not supposed to talk about Kevin. God dang, man. God dang. My bad.
Live, nanner.
I'm live. See, you guys did good, and I'm the one that dropped the profanity. Out of you three gentlemen, what would you prefer to be in? WWE, AEW, or TNA? Or other?
Biscuit, they started with you all night, so you can answer first.
I would have to say WWE, because I grew up watching WWE. At the time, it was WWF and WCW. Them were some of the best wrestling matches I've ever witnessed. So it's WWE.
All right. So Cody.
I'd probably have to go with WWE. But if it was like the Attitude Era,
Lawless James Barrett.
Well, I'm gonna have to say the same as my other two co-workers, WWE. Because to me, that's the ultimate goal of where I'm trying to be, competing in front of thousands of people with millions watching at home and the whole world knowing my name. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely so. Like, you know, definitely if I got a call today and they were like, hey, we want John Barrett a job on NXT, I'd be down there really quick. Because, you know, no matter if you've been in the business one day or if you've been in the business, 50, 60 years, something got you in the business, something kept you in the business, and obviously you love the business. So the thing about business booming right now with WWE, AEW, TNA, NWA, New Japan, there's so many out there, and that's just the big leagues. There is so many more indie feds in every state. I don't know. There's so many options. If you want to wrestle, you can find a place to wrestle.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But definitely, gentlemen, thank you. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we got Barrett's answer as well. Sorry, we seen the. Let's do one more chop for the fans. Sweetie, give me a chop.
We hit our live goal 6 times tonight, and we had over 10,000 likes on this video. Join us next Sunday for our interview with Brian Cummings, which is
the tattooed wrestler, Brian White, with his wife.
Yes. All right, so the chop for all the gifters, for all the likes and follows. We have up to 2K followers now, and very flying over that number. So keep them coming in, guys. Here we go. All chop.
Right. Try to get me good this time. You went soft the last few times.
He asked for it, so. There you go, guys. He's been chopped.
All right. Well, thanks again, gentlemen. Anybody that wants to watch the Venom Championship Wrestling stuff, it's a playlist on my channel. And of course, anybody getting involved in wrestling, if you need an outlet is your hand hurting seriously? Oh my Lord. If you need an outlet to watch wrestling, pay for the WWE Network. You get all of WCW, WWF, WWF, and all kinds of other promotions on that. Expand your library and study wrestling. This is the Angel of Death, John Rare. Thanks for tuning in.
And Shady Jane Reloaded be here next Sunday. Same time, same place.